Welcome back, guys, by the way. Welcome back. First news of the year. We got some things to get into here. So close your eyes because the WoW news is about to come. Here it is. The last day. That's right. Today is officially the last day if you want to buy yourself the greatest store mount ever created or the most controversial one, the Big Black Longboy. It will no longer be available in the store after today. So if you're FOMOing and you got $90 in your pocket, you might as well go buy this thing. Besides that, of course, you got the also the Frosty Boy. The achievement for the anniversary event. With today's reset, the anniversary event will come to an end. That's right, if you've been enjoying the anniversary event, as many have, I did in fact enjoy that thing. I like getting in there every day, doing the little question, doing the fun stuff on the side. It was a nice little way to finish off the year. It's coming to an end. And if you didn't get all the achievements, you will no longer be able to get the Frosty Boy. So get out there, get it done, and of course, get yourself the Big Black Longboy if you didn't win in a Samiccus giveaway. Moving on to some other interesting things, the LAN event. We talked about this before I left, the Nvidia LAN event. Well, it is continuing on, and in fact, today is actually the final day of it, I believe. So if you have an Nvidia graphics card, you can get the armored Bloodwing mount if you log in via the Nvidia app. If you have the Nvidia app, you know, you update that thing all the time with the drivers and everything, the GeForce Experience or the GeForce Now apps. Going through WoW through there, if you play, I believe it's for 50 continuous minutes playing WoW, which is, you know, easy for any degenerate out there, you can unlock this mount. Again, you have to have an Nvidia card, so sorry all the AMD guys out there, but if you have an Nvidia card, you should be able to get this mount. I'm going to try it today on stream. We'll see if it ends up working. I have the app open. You got to log in through it, make sure you're linked up, and then just go in and play. So hopefully this thing will actually work out for me, and I'll be able to get the armored Bloodwing mount, which was in fact a store mount that people spend money on for a little while, so it's pretty cool to get this thing for free. Moving on to your legendaries. Yes, this came out over the break, I noticed, and I thought, oh man, that's pretty damn newsworthy. Recover your lost and deleted legendary items just for 500 gold. There is a new little vendor, Seeker Nejed, in Stormwind or Orgrimmar, where you can go in and, in fact, buy back some legendaries that you may have gotten rid of back in the day. Maybe some of your Legion legendaries, maybe other things that you've looted throughout legendary time. Yeah, it's interesting indeed. Why Stormwind? Because that's where your little transmoggy boys. I don't know why Stormwind. That's just where they put it. But for $500, you can repurchase some of these deleted previously acquired legendary items. That's right. So you want to maybe get some, I don't know, transmog out of this. There's no reason I could imagine you doing this. Or you're creating the ultimate twink. I have no idea. But now this is an option for you if you, in fact, did delete any of those. Pirate invasions continue on the Siren Isles. The Siren Isles, look, it's, you know, it is what it is. It's not the most exciting thing in the world, but there are some things to be had for you collectors out there. Watch out for these pirate invasions. So the Siren Isles have the Bloodman Chef Chump Platter and the Plankmaster Bloodberry are available during pirate invasions. Killing all the Siren Isle rare mobs is a requirement for this achievement. It's called Clean Up on the Siren Isles, and is part of the Isles Will Remember You meta achievement that we've talked about before. So by doing this, you can in fact get some different battle pets. Yes, some different parrots. We got a little red parrot here, a little green parrot. And in fact, if you've unlocked the mount, you can also get the red color variant of the Snapdragon. So getting in here and doing these pirate invasions, I believe they only happen at certain times. So you're going to have to pay attention to when these are happening. I'm not sure if it's happening in the stormed event or not, when this is storming or not. But these pirate invasions do in fact happen. You're going to want to pay attention to them and get them done to get yourself some of these rare pets. Now moving on to some more interesting stuff. Yes, the real patch here, 11.1. We know that the patch we're currently on is just filler up until here. And now we have the tabards. So the tabards have been data mined for this patch. If you're interested, here they are. We know we're going to be dealing with 4 different cartels, which means we're getting 4 different new tabards. And I have to say, I do like these things. I feel like Blizzard's been going more all out with these tabards. They look pretty darn good. There's some high detail here. So again, we're going to be dealing with the Bilgewater, Blackwater, Steamweedle, and Venture Co. So if you know some of these guys from the lore, they've existed in WoW for quite a while. These are some nice looking tabards, honestly. You'll be able to transmog some of these. I'm wondering, I'm sure you will be able to. You're not pledging to any of these, I don't think, so you'll be able to get all of these eventually. But these are some nice looking tabards that are going to go with a lot of different transmog sets. You got all the different colors here. And again, they're nicely detailed. I think they're pretty nice looking tabards. I agree with Conicia on that. One of my legendaries and crap are in void storage. Yes, I put a lot of mine in void storage as well. But it's nice for people who did delete them. Now this, okay, pay attention here. This is an interesting looking cosmetic. So when I first saw this, I was like, okay, we got new bandit mask cosmetics. So those look pretty cool. Those are decent looking. I believe they have some animation too to the little to dangly bits that hang off the back. These are nice in and of themselves, right? Not maybe something that I would wear. They kind of look like a dickhead to me. It's something about it. It's very phallic. But once I saw this second thing being added to the game that I'm about to show you in a second, I was like, oh, I see what this is. So check out this red one here. Maybe this purple one. You know, maybe some of these colors remind you of a few people. Some animated cartoons. Well, this is getting added to the game as well. That's right. With these bandits, yes, the Ninja Turtles, with those bandanas and this turtle shell cape, which is in fact being added to the game, you will be able to be your favorite Ninja Turtle. That's right, Donatello, Leonardo, whoever you want to be, Raphael. It's time to unleash your inner Ninja Turtle. You will be able to rock the Ninja Turtle capes with the Ninja Turtle helms. I mean, this is it. This is peak WoW, boys. This is what it's all about these days. So yes, there are colors beyond just your typical Ninja Turtles, but I think we all see what they are doing here. Yeah, this is definitely a Ninja Turtle play, and you will be able to be a Ninja Turtle or be Bowser, I guess, based on the comments here. Moving on to some other 11.0, 11.1 stuff. As I mentioned, the cartels are a big thing. The tracks are a big thing. And the rewards from those tracks are good. So we're going to have Renown tracks with all of them. A lot of rewards to be had. In fact, some of these tracks are going to unlock certain things that you'll be able to do in these new zones, whether it's hunting rare targets, digging for scraps, dumpster diving, and more. There will be cool stuff unlocked through these Renown tracks, and from what I've seen, these Renown tracks will basically be unlocked passively. You could be doing tons of stuff in the zone, whether it's raiding or doing other things, and unlocking these Renown tracks, so I don't think this will be a big grind, but there'll be a lot of cool stuff to unlock, including the Top Skimmer special mount. That's right, so you'll be able to get this mount, I believe, without any of the Renown tracks, including a bunch of cool transmog, obviously the tabards we were just looking at, and a bunch of other things. There's a huge list here. I'll link it in the chat and a bunch of stuff below the YouTube video, but you guys will be able to check this stuff out. A lot of Renown things to be had, and yes, the purple rocket does look pretty good. Other things, trinkets. Yes, trinkets are some of the most important items in the game. You know, they become some of the most colorful items in the game, and they might change your rotation based on how good they are. Well, we're looking at some of the first trinkets here unlocked. Universal tank trinkets and healing and intellect, DPS, agility, of course, all these different trinkets now being unlocked. Some of these are pretty interesting. Dealing damage, what is this? Deal yourself in, granting 6,273 to 8,437 mastery. So there's a mastery trinket here. Empowering your spells with the eye grants you 284 primary stat. So some pretty powerful looking trinkets actually. Launch a gear grinder trike to its final blaze and glory, exploding upon impact. Damn, dealing a lot of fire damage. Holy crap, this gear grinder's spare keys. This is a pretty nice one. These are universal trinkets. Obviously, you got your typical tank trinkets, which will shield you. Your healing trinkets, which will help with that. Some pretty cool looking stuff. We also have some interesting looking cantrip items. That's right. What do I mean by that? Items with special abilities. So let's check some of this stuff out here. The Test Pilot's Go Pack. We have a cape that's going to increase your movement speed by 150% and allow you to skim over water, rapidly diminishing over 1 second. This is pretty damn cool. I think this is going to be a best-in-slot cape for a lot of people. Even for, I don't know if this is going to be available in PvP, but this is pretty damn 150% boost off a cape. I think this is a clickable item, obviously, but it's going to be able to allow you to skim over water, too. For capes, as far as capes go, this is going to be pretty cool. And then best in slot. Yes, the item itself is called best in slot. Look at that. And it's going to give you a cheat to immediately gain 4,054 of your highest secondary stat for 15 seconds while in combat, reconfigured for spellcasting instead. A nice trinket will likely be best in slot for a lot of people based on that. 50% boost means nothing if you spend 99% of that time on the floor, you Mr. Rat. Yeah, true. True, you got to be alive to be able to use that cape. That is true. But it's a nice looking, what's it called? A nice add-on to a cape. And why not? This best in slot item also looks pretty damn good. Kopo's Molten Knuckles. What is this? So, this gains a high chance to follow up your attack with a fiery gilded uppercut, dealing 256k fire damage to your target. Molten Gold continues to splatter and deal 71k fire damage over 5 seconds to all nearby enemies. Holy crap, that's a nice little AoE attack here. So these items, by the way, I've been saying for a while, Blizzard needs to make some items more special. This is a pretty damn special item here. This is pretty nice to see that they're adding abilities like this to some of these items. This is a fist weapon. So, I mean, monks is probably going to be a best in slot for them. Here we got a unique finger. Oh, to go along with the ring that we currently have in this patch. Take credit from your allies' deeds, dealing once every 12 seconds, getting 130 of their highest secondary stat, up to 10 items until shortly after leaving combat. You have a 10% chance to get caught in the act, transferring all accumulated credit to your ally for 15 seconds. Oh, okay. This is interesting. So helping your allies, I'm not into this, actually. I typically like to play myself only. What is up, Buzzbarn? Happy New Year. So, the Jaster's Diamond. Interesting. So it gives you a buff and then eventually passes it off to your allies. An interesting one. We'll have to see how this one plays out in The Sims and everything else. Sounds terrible. I agree. I'm not into helping my allies too much. I like to only buff myself because why would you want to help anybody else get up on the charts above you? No way. Not a team player. That's not a good one. And then Vile Contamination is a proc that is shared amongst many new weapons. Okay, let's see what this thing is. Your attacks have a very high chance to contaminate your target with industrial runoff upon 25 times, dealing 625 shadow damage per stack every 3 seconds. Up to 25 times. 625. Hold on, how much can that add up to? We got to do some math here. 625 times 25. Oh, 15K? That's not bad. 15.6. So this applies to a lot of weapons here. The Tiny Pal, which is a ranged weapon. We got a one-hander, a two-hander, another one-hander, and an off-hander, as well as a shield. Wow. I wonder if you could stack this with a one-hander and a shield and double stack this. Probably not. But interesting little add-on to some of these weapons. I always say adding these things into the game are nice. I like to see items with additional, abilities on them. That maybe change your rotation, change up how you play, and make getting the item that much more exciting. And I also like that they're playing on the theme here. Sam's Crystal Industrial Tears. What? Yeah, this is, I like these. I do. I like them. I think these are good additions. I always like it, as I said before, when they add extra shit. One little bad piece of news here. That's right. Your weekly cap of Gilded Crests will be 18. So Blizzard always trying to stop degeneracy or just prolong things, as we know. Of course, it's time gating. That's really what it is. In the next season, you will be capped at 18 Gilded Crests from Tier 11 Delves. So this might only be a Delve cap, but I know Blizzard's trying to get people to do more Mythic Plus. Part of the reason why a lot of people didn't play Mythic Plus, not only because it was not a fun season at all, but because, honestly, you could just do Delves. You can get into Delves, go do those, and not deal with the fact that you have to, have to deal with all the badness that was with Mythic Plus, because you could get a lot of the good stuff from Delves. Just doing a +8, you're going to get yourself the gear that's going to be able to be upgraded all the way to the cap. So there is a cap, in fact, of 18 Gilded Crests. This will be raised 20% weekly cap of 90. So this is a 20% of the weekly cap of the 90. Okay, so that's right. So 90 total is your cap. You can only fill up to 20% of that via Delve. So that's what it is. It's a Delve cap. It's a Delve cap. And whether or not that's a good thing or bad thing, I think Blizzard just lets people play how they want to play. And just the way you fix Mythic Plus is just make Mythic Plus more fun, right? You make Mythic Plus more fun, you make it more rewarding, and then people won't just go run to do Delves because they don't want to deal with Mythic Plus. But I understand. I guess they're going to do this. They're going to limit it a little bit. But remains to be seen. Yeah, we'll have to see how the whole season plays out. But for now, that's the cap on these things. Now moving on. Really what is probably the final set of DPS charts here as we move into the final weeks of this before patch 11.1. Let's look at some DPS charts before we get into everything else. Here it is. DPS charts. We got, what is this, week 16 of Season 1. Here it is. We got Marksmanship Hunter still at the top in overall damage. Elemental Shaman, Enhancement Shaman. I've been talking about him for a while. Great time to be a Shaman. Ass Rogue, Sub-Titty Rogue. Also up here, Frost Mage. Doing pretty damn good. And Fire Mage. Mages have been buffed pretty good. They weren't doing good earlier. Now they're doing much better. That's good to see. Death Knights here near the bottom. Demonology Warlock still basically unplayable. Windwalker Monk, Shadow Priest, Furry Warrior sitting here in the middle. And then we got all your other middle boys here with Mavic, Demon Hunter, and Feral Druid, which recently got buffed a lot, so they're doing much better. Now, Feral, in terms of single target, I mean, damn. Look at that. Feral got buffed out the ass. Feral's doing so good in single target. It's good to see. They have been risen from the grave, because Feral Druid was quite unplayable. I hadn't seen any cat people in the game for quite a while. And I'm not playing Final Fantasy, so I don't expect that. The only cat people we have in this game are the Feral Druids, and they were long gone other than Goldshire. So it's good to see them back. They're doing a good time. Yeah, good for Ferals. Ass Rogue, Marksmanship Hunter. Tops on both sides of these charts, doing great. Hunters overall have been doing really, really good, honestly. Even Survival, look at it, it's still up here. Besides that, we got Red Paladin in the middle. Warlocks, all 3 specs on the lower half here of single target. Warlocks are good AoE. That's about it right now. Besides that, their single target damage isn't that great. And we got our Death Knights down here as well. Now, again, take this all with a grain of salt. I've seen Death Knights come in and absolutely pump. So just because they're low on the charts here doesn't mean they're low when it comes to player skill. Overall, biggest movers up and down. Feral Druid, as I mentioned, 10 spots up. That is huge. That's a big buff. The biggest mover up, Feral Druid, 10 spots up. The biggest mover down is Arcane Mage. No, it's Outlaw Rogue down 5 spots. A little bit of a nerf there. But you got Ass, and Sub Titty doing really well, so I don't feel too bad for Rogues. They're in a good spot as well. Death Knights, always good for me. That's right, Buzzbard, player skill. And me, wow, what a great way to end it. Yeah, that is it in terms of DPS charts and news for today.